Hello everyone and welcome back to another speed build. Today I wanted to build an Animal Crossing inspired house. Animal Crossing is one of my all-time favorite games other than The Sims of course, and I don't think I'm alone in that at all. Animal Crossing is very similar to The Sims in the sense that it's about designing and just kind of about living life just with animals instead of Sims. At first I really was like, ooh, what if I could build my Animal Crossing town but in The Sims, like on the biggest lot possible. And then I was like, okay, I need to chill, and it's probably better that we start off small and let's just do an Animal Crossing house, and if this does well, then we will work towards doing my full town if that's even remotely possible. Specifically, I wanted to make this house inspired by Marshall, my favorite Animal Crossing character. Now I did do my research and I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to be making up crap about him in my head. So before we start talking about the house, let's first talk about Marshall and what type of Animal Crossing character he is. So Marshall is a white squirrel. He is known for his constant frown. Same. Despite his constant frown, he is known as a smug villager. So smug villager is villagers that are very polite, very gentlemanlike, and get along with most other villagers. He's known for having a very rustic style when it comes to his house. And as you can see, I went with like a cabin-like home to match that aesthetic. Now in the New Leaf series, his house contains Sloppy series furniture, and then in the New Horizons game, he has all the Ironwood furniture. Yes, that's right, Ironwood. So you will see as I design the interior of this house, I tried to clutter up the home to mimic that Sloppy series furniture, and then I also used different items that screamed Ironwood to me as well. I think the biggest one that sticks out was the kitchen. I used that Ironwood kitchenette set. I also read somewhere that he likes music. I kind of feel like that's probably something that all the animals in the game love because they literally just sing all day. But I decided to pay homage to that. I would incorporate some musical instruments to kind of reference that he's a musician. Yeah, that's kind of like the basic description of his personality traits that I took into consideration when creating this house. So you can already see the outside of the house. I wanted to channel the houses that you get in the game. So rather than basing it off of the outside of the exterior of the villagers' homes, I wanted to channel the house that you get when you play, because the house you get when you play is a million times cuter than the basic villager home. Now the villager homes do kind of change per villager, so I guess like I could have done that, but I really wanted to do the iconic Animal Crossing house. And I felt like the red roof just really pulled in that iconic Animal Crossing house. And I mean, I know that you can now change the color of your roof in the newer games, but red just felt right. Red just screamed Animal Crossing to me. So I am absolutely in love with the end result of this build. It just screams Animal Crossing to me and I love it. And honestly, if you're not into the game or if you don't like Marshall that much, then this is just like a super cute cottage home. When I was making this house, I didn't want to be overly weird like I do sometimes. AKA, I'm talking about the house that I made for my cats. I actually did fill this house with everything that you need to play, like sleeping, eating, why can I not think of anything else? Hygiene, other stuff, you know, everything you need to play is in there, plus more activities, laundry is in there. It's kind of like if Marshall were a Sim, but in a house. And yes, I know I could have also made Marshall as a Sim, and I urge anyone who wants to do that. But personally, I wanted to remember Marshall as the cute little squirrel that he is, and not make him into a weird, boring human. In my mind, a legit squirrel lives here, no questions asked. He just needs human furniture. It's fine, right? It's fine. So I paid a lot of attention to detail in this build, and I tried to put hints of Animal Crossing throughout the house. For example, I hung the acorn reefs. That's because, you know, he's a squirrel. And a really big thing in the game is coffee. At least in the older games, that's a big thing. You get a coffee shop and you get Brewster. But I don't think that they have introduced that just yet in the New Horizons game. That's probably going to be coming out with an update. But I wanted to pay homage to the coffee lovers of Animal Crossing. So I put a coffee machine in the kitchen And I know that that's not really a huge deal, but I felt like I never actually put coffee machines in my builds for some reason. I love coffee. I'm pretty much always drinking coffee, and in most of my videos, you will see a mug in my hand. But when it comes to playing The Sims, I literally see no point in making my Sims drink coffee unless they're like on a coffee date, you know? But not at home. I wonder if you make your Sims drink coffee every morning, if they would develop a coffee addiction. I mean, bro, like, look at me. Coffee addictions do exist. And they have the cell phone addiction lifestyle in The Sims, right? You know? Just random Nicole thoughts, that's all. So let's get back on the topic at hand. I struggled so hard with platforms. It was the weirdest thing, and I really need everyone's help. So in the upstairs master bathroom, which I'm pretty sure we're not there yet in the speed build, but I'm just impatient. But in the bathroom, I wanted to add a platform so that the tub was raised up, right? Easy, right? Normal, whatever. Well, for some reason, if I added the platform without separating it with a wall, the roof would show up in the bathroom. Like, the roof was just in the middle of the bathroom. And then if I put the wall up to separate the platform from the rest of the normal flooring, then the roof would go away. And I finished with that for so long. I just ended up putting a wall up and then an arch so the Sims can still get up there and they can get into the tub. And I play tested it. All the platforms in this build do work. The Sims are able to use everything in the house, but I just don't understand what was going on with that roof. It was so annoying. So if you guys have any idea what was happening with the stupid roof and why it wasn't working unless I put a wall down, because I really didn't want to, I would love to know, you know? Please educate me, because I'm stumped. It's probably a glitch that they need to work out, you know? They did just add this in. There's some kinks that they have to work out. So, speaking of things that the Sims team is working on Monday they surprise dropped the new skin tone update. Obviously, you guys all know that by now. If not from updating your game on Monday, then you probably heard it from a game changer by now. But just let me know in the comments what you guys think about the update. Especially Simmers of Color, I would love to hear your thoughts on how well you feel represented with this new update. I have played around with it a little bit and I love it. The slider is probably my most favorite addition to the update. Okay, well, I mean, they did add 30 plus new skin tones, so that's pretty dope too, but I just love that we can finally customize our Sims. They said, oh, you liked the Sims 3 skin tone slider? Well, I'll do you one better. And I'm very, very happy with it. But like I said, please comment, let me know what you think. Is there anything else that they could improve on? I know that we have talked about hairstyles being something that needs to be better represented, and I know that that's something that they are working on. So we will just have to wait and see. But let me know what you think about the skin tones, if there's any issues with that I just haven't realized by now. One thing I decided to try with this build is to add the windows on the front of the house for aesthetic purposes, and then as I decorated the inside, I added the other windows as needed and to look good with the surroundings. It just seemed way more natural, just because it was more realistic. Real people houses don't have a billion uniform windows on the back. Usually the back of the house is really random and kind of boring looking. Anyway, if I can remember to build houses this way, this is how I want to do it from now on, because not only is it more realistic, it just made it way easier to decorate, because whenever I was struggling to find a good painting or decoration for a certain wall, I was like, oh wait, I could just do a window. Well, now we are nearing the end of the video, and before we go into the slideshow, I wanted to give you guys some updates on my channel. And if you follow me on Twitter, you already know this, and like I've said before, follow me on Twitter or Discord for updates before you hear them here. But anyways, I have decided I will only be posting on Wednesdays now. So I'm sure you've noticed that since October, my posting schedule has been a little random, and I do thank you guys so much for sticking with me through the random times. But I've finally gone back on track, and I've decided it's best not to push myself too hard and to just do one video a week with the occasional 2 video a week if I feel up for it. I do plan on releasing 2 videos the week of Christmas, so please be on the lookout for that. So there are a lot of exciting things coming on my channel, and I hope you guys are just as excited as I am. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the big thumbs up and subscribe for more. Have a wonderful day. Bye!